Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Chad. We're playing some more Cold War here. Obviously, I'm gonna play this while I can because, hey, even though everything is a mixed bag at the moment, talking about, you know, what's broken and how good is this game in comparison to Modern Warfare, hey, trust. Right now, anything is better to play. So I'm enjoying these weekends while I can because when they're gone, I'm gonna wish that they were back. Alright, so yesterday's video, I ended up showing everybody my maxed out PELINGTON class. I did actually end up changing my thing back to the 10% aiming speed over the Warden tight grip. I don't necessarily know if it's making as big of a difference. I also changed it to just a fast mag now off of the 7-round magazine. But that's when I was trying to build the fastest version of this sniper rifle that I can, because that seems to be the best course of action for these things. At distance, you're gonna end up getting beamed by assault rifles, especially that M16 at the moment, and even some SMGs and stuff like that, the MP5, the Milano Mac 11 or whatever it is. So that's the class setup there: sound moderator, overlord barrel, fast mag, task force rear grip, and marathon stock. That's basically the fastest you can get it. The fastest aiming speed that I can get with this gun is 360 milliseconds. Well, I had a bright idea. Since I already do this on Modern Warfare, why don't I just start playing with these stats? Even though they're not final, why don't I just start making the worst classes too here? It's what I do. I make the worst classes possible. So I think this time around today, I'm gonna go with trying to create the slowest PELINGTON possible in the game. And how slow can that truly get? All right, so we're gonna make a class here, base PELINGTON. It's Milano 821. They actually ended up nerfing it yesterday. Apparently it had way too much headshot damage. It was straight up one-tapping people at certain distances, so that's pretty gross. I still think it's the best one here. It has the highest bullet damage, I believe, out of all of the SMGs. Yeah, 42 flat damage. The fire rate's a little low, but the other weapons are like 32 and 38. This is 42. And the recoil is virtually non-existent. You would think that a weapon like this, the bullets wouldn't be stronger than an AK-74U's bullets, but they are. And the 74U is harder to control than this, so I completely understand why people are gravitating towards this Milano. So let's go with the PELINGTON here. None of these things, from what I know, you can't even actually hit the stat thing to see any change or whatever in ADS speed, so I'm assuming all of these come up the same way. Now, that's not the usual thing that happens in Call of Duty. Usually, iron sights and the lower zoom things are faster than the full-blown, you know, 7x, 8x, or 6x scope. But apparently on this game, it doesn't make a difference. You'll still scope in slow even with an iron sight. So let's bring up the stats here. Let's see if we can find anything that takes away our aiming speed. All right, so our aiming speed goes away with this infantry stabilizer and the wrap suppressor. They both only go down to 480 milliseconds, but since we're gonna be really slow, I definitely want to stay suppressed because maybe I'd be able to get a second shot off. Look at the barrels here. None of the barrels actually hurt our aiming speed, so we're not gonna do that. How about the body? We have a laser sight that brings it down 512 milliseconds. The ember sighting point, it actually brings it to 520 milliseconds, so we'll put that on. Let's check the underbarrel. Anything on here? Nothing. Let's check the magazine. Anything that gets rid of our aiming speed. There it is, 560 milliseconds. But never mind the 9-round, 580 milliseconds. Check out the handle. None of the handles actually hurt that, so let's check out the stock. Nothing hurts that either. All right, so it's these 3 attachments here that hurt our ADS speed the most, and then I can just go and pick. So I'm gonna go with the marathon stock. No, I'm gonna use the impact handle. So we have virtually no view kick. This is the slowest PELINGTON in Black Ops Cold War, the beta. They also added combined arms assault, which is basically the old war mode, the OG, the original, the best version of war we've ever had from World at War. It works like a momentum slash conquest kind of mode. Massive teams of players are supposed to be capping one flag that's a large area. If the one team on the one side of the map captures it, it presses it to the next flag on the other side. So basically the entire game mode is everybody just running and diving onto the flag over and over and over again and getting a million different kills for it. So that's pretty great, honestly. If this game is gonna be like super sweaty and everyone's gonna take it so seriously, I mean, I would love to be able to find a mode that's just pure chaos as opposed to anything else. Dude, last night, I'm sure people have already seen it if you've been on Twitter. Last night was one of, if not the greatest knockout in the UFC history. Straight up ninja kick dramatic KO. It was Buckley versus Kasagane, Impa. Buckley and Impa. It was just a simple fight between two unranked dudes that are obviously killers. I mean, if you look at them physically, they're both ridiculous. But you can see the huge difference in their physiques. Like, Buckley's this big, muscle-bound dude, top-heavy and everything, and Impa in great shape, still very, very strong looking, tall, big, imposing force as far as overall size goes. Oh my, that 80, oh. Yeah, that's slow. I don't know if that's bearable. You can't even get the ADS speed down. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about with that LW3. I hope that we can get the LW3 under 400 milliseconds ADS. I really hope we can, man. Because if the Pelington can ADS in 360 milliseconds, I'm gonna hope that with like all of the speed stuff, we can somehow get the LW3 to like 380 milliseconds or something. And it was a pretty good fight back and forth. I mean, it was, you know, obviously they're both throwing a ridiculous amount of power back and forth at each other, and it felt dangerous, like someone was gonna get knocked out. It always feels like that, though, whenever you're watching any of these fights, right? You'll have to see it to truly understand the way that I'm explaining this shit, but it was on some WWE shit. Buckley ends up throwing a kick to the body. Impa ends up catching it, and he's hanging onto his ankle, okay? He has his hand up here, and he's hanging onto his ankle like this. And as he's holding onto his ankle, he obviously has his leg up. He does some WWE shit, and he decides to jump and spin with the opposite leg and kicked him clean in the face. Had his foot caught and then just did like a jumping spin and kicked him with the other foot. This is literally the state of this game mode, by the way, with these vehicles. I have no idea why they thought vehicles were a good idea. You should be ashamed of yourself for getting killed by something that takes 600 milliseconds to even ADS. The state of this game mode is literally people just staying in the water with these stupidly ridiculously powerful boats. This isn't a bad map by any means, but seriously, get rid of those stupid ass tank boats. Guarantee you'll have these bum ass players back on Warzone if you remove those. Back to sitting on their giant map with their headsets cranked up for 6 kills. That's the thing though, there ain't no way next year I'm gonna be sitting here playing Modern Warfare multiplayer, so I'm gonna have to like Warzone if this game kinda... Impa is actually, from what I've seen, I looked over his social media and stuff like that. Impa is such a nice guy. It always feels bad to see things like this because there's always like the groups of people that like want to go and make fun of these dudes even though they never had the balls to actually step into the octagon. They go and they talk all this shit and say all this ridiculous stuff to these, you know, fighters. They sign up for it, but man, I still feel bad just seeing someone get knocked out like that. Why are you guys voting Crossroads? All the low levels are voting Crossroads and those poor guys have no idea what they're getting into. I can already tell at least 80% of that lobby won't be playing this game by January. It's the first knockout that has ever happened in that fashion where you have your leg caught and you decide, hey, I'm gonna just throw my other leg. Now, obviously, you'll see shit like that in WWE, and I've seen that move. I've thought of that move. I've even seen people attempt the move. But to actually have the move land straight up in someone's face, man. You got like 4 or 5 different angles of that knockout, man. I thought it was crazy at first, but then when you look into the replays, he got hit in the forehead, was not there as soon as he got hit, and then just fell back. That shit was just so dramatic to me. It was just... holy shit. I'm not playing this map. Bye. I'd rather literally not even touch the game the rest of the day than play that map. I don't care. I'm really only looking forward to next week anyway, so who knows how much I'm gonna play anyway. I'm looking forward to next week, hopefully get a better sniper rifle. I'm just gonna say it like that, a better sniper rifle. I'm not even gonna talk about being faster, stronger, no. I want a better sniper rifle. There's only like 2 or 3 other knockouts that come to mind when I'm thinking of this, and I still think it may be better. I got some people out there obviously arguing the knockout doesn't serve any importance and all this other stuff, but we're not talking about importance. We're talking about straight up quality of a singular knockout. Remove the names, remove any of the stature, remove any status. That is one of, if not the greatest knockout of all time. Almost no debate. Don't say Masvidal Askren. Great knockout, don't get me wrong, but it was a flying knee. A lot of people have KO'd people with flying knees. Not in that fashion, I'm not taking anything away from it, but flying knees have been done. A spinning ninja kick to the skull while his foot was being held for a dramatic knockout on some Terry Edom, Edson Barboza type shit. Look up Terry Edom, Edson Barboza wheel kick. But yeah, Edson Barboza fought last night, by the way, and yeah, he actually looked very, very good, and he asked for a top 5 in that weight division. I hope he's ready. Here's the thing, as slow as this is still faster than the slowest things that you can make on Modern Warfare. Like 100%. I tried scoping in. Apparently it takes 2 rockets to destroy a counter UAV too. That's kind of ridiculous. I noticed that the counter UAV is actually very, very strong on this game. I swear my in-scope sensitivity even changed based on how slow this shit is. The worst thing I would say about the war mode is that you can end the game very, very fast. This was a case in World at War as well, where if you were like super sweaty, you could end the game super quickly with like huge group pushes and stuff and just hard cap and press through. Just have an entire team jump on it, clear them out once, get the ×2 to ×3 momentum by clearing them out multiple times with your already faster momentum, and you just smash them backwards into their spawn and it's just over. The thing that I would love to do is to go back to the old days where I got like a full 6 or whatever, and then I play war mode and then we just spawn trap them all the way until the final flag and then just kill them for hundreds of kills. That's the classic Call of Duty experience I want back. I just want to spawn trap people. I don't give a shit. I just want to spawn trap people, get high kills, get cool highlights and stuff like that. Don't give a fuck about no prize money or earning anything, winning shit. No. Yeah, I mean, obviously the slow Pellington is definitely not the move. So for any of you guys out there that aren't quick scopers and for whatever reason you're thinking it's a good idea to go and try to build this thing a little bit slower for whatever reason, don't do it. Assault rifles are already better than, you know, sniper rifles, and that's been virtually the case for the past, I don't know how many years now. Assault rifles do a better job at distance than sniper rifles do, other than extremely long distances, and I mean extremely as in like over 250 meters or so. 0 recoil weapons on this game, 0 recoil weapons on Modern Warfare. Yeah, you're just not gonna win. There's gonna be the flinch in the game, even if you do reduce it, doesn't necessarily matter. The average eliminations, 36. See, that's way more than I would usually get in the regular 6v6 modes, is all I'm gonna say. 12v12 connection-wise might feel like shit, but I can't wait to play this thing on PC, man. It really does genuinely, in my head, feel like it's going to be a completely different game. I'm probably just gonna sweat all the way up until level 28 and unlock the LW3 as quickly as possible. Oh, texture crops, I guess. I don't know. Holy shit. I literally don't want to play. Yeah, I'm done. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't really care.